This is Prince here again. So I thought I was going to do a video to show you guys how to build your first website after purchasing your domain and hosting. So I also just purchased my domain, so we can just move to a new tab and check my domain as well. So the first thing that you like to do is to enter your domain in the address bar and find out if your domain is active. Usually when you get a blank page like this, it means your domain is active and is connected to a web hosting. So usually when you get a landing page which says your domain was recently registered, or you get an error, that means your domain has not finished propagating, so you just have to wait. But I strongly believe, looking at the time we registered our domain and hosting, all our domains have by now finished propagating. So now all our domains should be active. So the first thing that you do might just go to the address bar and enter your domain name. Once you input your domain name, you should have a blank page like this, which shows you the index of. That means your domain is connected to a hosting and currently your website is blank. Okay, so from here, what you have to do is that you have to log into your hosting account. Now, now there are so many ways you can log into your hosting account. You can go to your client area and then log into your hosting account from there, or you can go to the email that was sent to you after you purchased the hosting. Then you were given some information which says new account, how to log into your control panel, how to log into your control panel. So you can follow those tutorials and log into your control panel. Now, in any case, no matter how you want to try to log into your control panel, you might still need that welcome email, because you will need the username and password of the control panel. Now, here in this tutorial, you'll be hearing a lot of cpanel, cpanel. Cpanel is the same as control panel. Now, most of the web hosting companies use cpanel. The other hosting platforms, but this web hosting company uses cpanel. So our main hosting, we will be using cpanel, and cpanel is the interface that is going to give us all the hosting features that we need to build a successful website. So how do we log into our hosting or our cpanel? You just have to, just like you've entered your URL here, just slash and then you put cpanel there. So once you put cpanel here, mrsamuel.com/cpanel, I'll just hit enter and I'll wait for it to load. So this is the first time. So the hosting company is going to try and verify if you have an SSL certificate on your hosting account, and then it will redirect to an SSL, because currently you can see non-secure. So you can see the 2083, it's actually the secured proxy, and you can see currently it's not secure. So you see trying to force, we just saw trying to force here, and it's actually forced me to have an inscription on my website. Usually when you buy hosting or domain from our company, you automatically get SSL from Let's Encrypt. It's automatic. So once you buy the domain, after few 1 hour or let's say few minutes, you get the Let's Encrypt SSL on your domain. You don't have to do any configuration. You get it automatic. So now I'm here on the control panel, which is the cpanel, which will give me access to my hosting, and I will just have to log in. So I would have to enter my username. You can find your username and your password on the welcome email that you received when you purchase the hosting. And once you get your username and password, you just have to log in to your hosting. So basically, this is the interface that you are going to get. When you get here, you can customize things, change things, and just like the earlier video that I did, I actually showed how you can some of the features here, some of the usage of some of the things that we are seeing here. I think some of them were explained in the video. So here, what that I'll go straight and do is that I'll just go straight to my file manager here, and then I would like to create something on my site, so that when people check on my website, instead of them to see when I go to Mr. Samoa, instead of them to see this page, I would like to put something there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on file here, and I'll just put index.php or index.html, and then I'll just put it here. That is why I'll not put anything inside. What it means is that now when people click on my site, they're now going to see a blank page. Thank you. So I don't want anybody to see my website is new, but I just want this to be there until I start designing my site. So currently I have taken off the welcome, which shows that I have just bought a hosting and a domain out of it, and now I have a blank page here. If I want to put something there, I can customize this. I can just right click on this and click on HTML edit here, which I will be able to customize that site if I want. So I can put anything here. I can put anything here and put coming soon here. So I'll just click, put it centered here, and then probably I can change the font size, very big. I can make it very big. So size is here, so I can just put it here. If I want to code too, I can look for the source code and I'll just put in source code. So instead of probably, I can just 82, and then you can see it will look way bigger than it was. So I can just put in the code, which is also acceptable here. And what I have to do is just to click save. So when I come here and I'll refresh, you will see the coming soon will now be showing. If I want it, if the coming soon is just too close, probably it's just too close, I can bring it down somewhere here and I'll just save it. So if you check the source code, you will see there is spaces there. Okay, it have just come down just few. If I want it to come down more, I can just bring another one. So I'll just try and save it, and I'll get it in the middle. This one, you are not using any code, but you can also code for the interface to look very beautifully. Alright, so that is if I want to have a coming soon here. So let me leave the coming soon. I can also decide to take this whole thing out of the place, and then I'll just save it, and then I will not have anything here. So if I come back, I'll have a blank space, nothing is there. Alright, so I would prefer it to be blank. It should be like this for me. You can customize your own. If you go to the HTML, you can do a whole lot of things, add images and etc. So play around it and see how your outcome will be like. So I'll just close this tab, and when I come here, there are so many ways I can build my site. So you are saying create an email account and build a website. So what I'm going to do is that I want to build a WordPress website, and I want to install a WordPress content management system. So if I see here, I can install WordPress using this app we call Softaclos, but then currently I would want us to use this app called WordPress Toolkit. Now, WordPress Toolkit is the new way and effective way of installing WordPress. It has a lot of new functionalities that make installing WordPress very easy and beautiful, even though it's a bit difficult as compared to Softaclos, the one down here. But I will recommend you use WordPress Toolkit, because WordPress Toolkit is free and it's always be available in any web hosting panel. For Softaclos, the web host manager will have to buy before you can get access to it. So you can see if you want to build HTML website. Earlier, my website, what was enabling my website to be receiving orders and doing all those registering of hosting and domain was because of WHCMS, and we have a website where you can get alliances from. Laravel is one of the most reliable web-based PHP. How do I put it? It's one of the great PHP component that is used for web-based apps. So most of the apps that you see, like the Uber bots, they are actually running on Laravel, and a lot of other things here. So Jude, past. I'll just go over to WordPress Toolkit and I'll show you how to install your WordPress installation. So once you come here, you currently see it's blank because I don't have any WordPress installation here. And once I install WordPress, it will just delete all these things that I have here. So and that is exactly what I'm going to do. So what I have to do is to click on install WordPress. So I'll just click on install WordPress, wait for it to load. Currently I have just one domain. If I was having a lot of domain, this link would have been visible for me to click. So you can leave this information by default, but you can also change them. Anytime you after installing, you can always change them later on. So I just want to change my username. I'll just do it Mr. slash Asamoah, and then I'll leave the rest of the information by default. Then I'll click install. So I'll just have to wait for the task to complete, and then my WordPress will successfully finish the installation. And once my WordPress installation is done, my interface will change. So you can see currently it's changing. It has brought it back to how it used to be, and it's still running. So usually it will take some about five let's say usually less than 5 minutes, and that should complete the WordPress installation. And once that is done, we will come back and we'll see how our website is now looking like. So let's give it some time. Unfortunately, this video is unedited, so I'm not going to edit it, um, take anything out of it. So we just have to wait for the WordPress installation to complete. Usually, if I'm going to edit the video, then I would have pause it, come back and continue. But then I'll just allow it to. So we just have to wait. If it's 1 minute, we just have to wait. 2 minutes, we just have to wait. So once the whole thing is completed, and then we continue with our continue with our how do you call it? We continue with our tutorials. All right. Well, so I'm still waiting. I'm just around here, just waiting. Currently, you can see 50%, so you just have to wait. So when you're watching the video and you get here, you can just skip it. Yeah, just skip it within some 15 or 30 seconds. It should be good. So currently, I can see the percentage is 75. So that's about 25%. Then we are done with the installation. Well, it usually takes less, but then it's trying to find some secure website and etc. So we are done, and you can see the whole installation is 100%. So we can just go back and refresh our site and see what we have here. Wow, so you can see we have a page just by installing WordPress. Now our website, which was blank, is now have hello world, and we now have a website here. So you can see our WordPress has installed successfully, and now our website is completed. Now, so the next thing that we have to do is have to log in to our WordPress. So I left everything by default. So what I'm going to do is that anytime I come to my control panel, I can just go to my WordPress toolkit, and then I'll click login. So if you realize, you can also change the password. You can always change the password here if you don't always want to come here and be logging in through there. control panel. You can change the password, and when you are installing the installation, when you are trying to install the WordPress installation, you can put in a password that you remember there. But I always like to leave it default, so I'll just leave it default, and I'll try to log in from this login section. So I'll just click here to log me into my back end. So I'll just wait for it. So, and then it will just log me to my WordPress back end. So this is my back end, and then this is my front end. And once you're able to get to this stage, you should know that you have done 60% of the job. And a lot of web hosting companies will charge you hundreds of dollars to get you to WordPress installation. But thank you. If you're able to make it this far, congrats. You have, or you are on the path to become a web designer. So when we get here, things are a bit easy here. That's why we are using WordPress. It's a content management system that is very easy for beginners and also for advanced users as well. So if you're a beginner or an advanced user, you can always use WordPress. They have the interface for beginners, and then they have the interface for advanced users. So I like to do a quick website. So let me show you how I'm going to design a website within, let's say, 5 minutes. Once I'm here, let's see how I go about and do it. So the first thing that I would like to do is that I like to create a news website, and within 5 minutes that should be done. So I'll just go over here to themes, and then I'll click on add new theme. Then I'll search for a theme called recent news. Now this is what I'm looking for, so I just click on install. So I'll just wait for it to install. So after installing, you activate. Remember that anytime you install anything in WordPress, you have to activate. So after activating, and once you install anything, always look up for this place. Look out for the instruction. Always follow the instruction that you see here. So after installing the theme, don't dismiss this unless you become an expert. Once you become an expert, you can always dismiss this and find your way around to get it. But once you are starting, always look out for this instruction here and kindly follow the instruction. It will be very useful. So what you have to do is to click on begin installing plugins. Click on it. So you might just want to install them one by one, but what I will always like to do is I'll just click here to select all of them. Sometimes it can be 15, 18, 20, but here is just one. So instead of installing them one by one, I want to do them in bulk. So I'll just select all, and I'll change the bulk actions to install. So I'll just click on install. I'll just click on install, and I'll wait for both of the plugins to install. Now, depending on your internet connection, sometimes it could take longer, but I'm sure we all have good internet. This shouldn't take more than 30 seconds, just like how it has done here. So I'll just click on return to plugins installer. This time I'll just click on the same thing again. Now I'm not going to install, but rather I'm going to activate. Remember I said once you install, you have to activate. So now I'll click on activate. So now that I have actually installed and activate all the instructions that the plugin came with, I'll just click on return to dashboard. So now after installing the instructions of the plugin, always go to the appearance and you see some new information here. Remember when I started and I clicked on appearance, there was only themes and editor, themes and beta. Now you can see I have other options here. That is because after following the themes instructions. So the next thing that I would like to do is to go and import demo data. So I'll just click on demo data. Now after installing the theme, let's look at how my website looks like. So like I said, the theme is actually the layout of the website. So how beautiful the theme is, it's how beautiful your website is going to be like. So that is why all the themes have previews. But because I know this particular theme, that's why I didn't preview this theme. Because I didn't want the video to be very long. I'm trying very positive to make it very short. So when I come to import demo data, that means that any of these designs that I click on is exactly website that I'm going to get. So I can just decide I want to use some 30 seconds to view how this one looks like. So if I want a blog website that looks like this, exactly what I'm seeing here, that's exactly what I'm going to get if I click on import demo data. If I want just one, if I want a blog that looks like this, if I click on that particular one, that is exactly what I'm going to get. So um I think I'll go with this one. No, let me check this one. Let me check food. So if I want a blog like this, I want to do blog for food, and I just want a food blog, just going to talk about gobe and the rest. This is the theme that I need to find, so I'll just click on it. So let me go with the gobe theme data here, and let me import the data. So once I do that, continue and import. No need to select any of this, you don't need them. Continue and import. The team will import all the recommended information and the plugins that your website needs to get you exactly the same website like this. So at the end of the import, I should have a complete website like this where it will be fully functional and I can start promoting it online. But then the next thing that you need to do after importing your website is that you will have to delete all these old stories and bring in new stories. So you will have to start putting your own articles here to replace all these existing articles. But then I'm sure to get to this stage, it's even okay for you as a beginner. So install WordPress and be able to import your first website or upload your first website or build your first website anyhow you want to call it, because we have a lot of blogs that looks like this and it was designed by web designers. So once you're able to do it, congrats, you're a web designer, but you're not there yet. There are more to learn. So thank you for getting to this far, and I hope you try something out. Just try something out. And once you make mistake, don't worry, I'm always there to help you correct it. So don't feel shy, or don't be worried, or don't think that I'll make mistake. So I don't want to. Try something. Try something different. Try something out. Look for your own thing and try to install it. If you're able to finish and get this one done, you can go back and try the same process and do it again and see if you can do it without watching the video. So now we are just waiting for the website to complete. So as it's waiting, we can just look at how far the process is going on. We can see there's nothing here, so we just have to wait. Usually this also shouldn't take time. It should take not something less than 5 minutes. So we just have to wait and see how the process goes. So we just have to wait. But like I said, if you're able to do it successful, you can always go back, delete the whole installation, and then try and redo it without watching the video. If you're able to do it, then congrats. You have now successfully been able to learn how to install WordPress on your website. And installing WordPress on your website actually automatically gives you 60% over 100 of work done. So learn how to install WordPress. Let this be at your fingertips. Even when you are asleep and somebody wakes you up, you should know how to install WordPress on your website, or install WordPress on a newly bought domain, and hosting. So please, if you're able to get to this far and you do it successfully, please try and go back, uninstall everything, and do it again. And I'll show you how to uninstall everything. So thank you. We have it ready. Now let's view our website. So voila, you can see there was no lie. We have exactly the demo that we looked at it, and we can change every content that is here. So this was the demo, and you can see what we have, the same thing. So you can see we have built our website, and this site will be available for everybody who wants to go and check it, so you see it. But then, assuming you're able to do this, build it to this far, get this demo running, which I'm sure it will make you happy because you see a lot of website looks like this and you wonder how it was done. But once you get the right steps, you'll be able to do it within some few minutes. Then after that, all you have to do is to change your logo and customize your website, which we will do it in the next section. So once you're able to do this, the next thing I want you to do is that just go back to your hosting again. This is your cPanel or your control panel. Go back to the domains here. Do this for me. Now, after you're able to do this successfully, you can try to alert the class that you have been able to do it. If you encounter any challenges, also let us know. If you're able to do it successful and now you would want to try it again without watching the video, once you get to the hosting panel here, click on this and click on remove. So once you click on remove, it will completely delete everything that you have on your website. But I would like to leave it here so that when you watch the video, you might want to check it out and see if you got it right. So I'll leave it here, but I will not be here for long because I'll come and remove the installation. So once you remove the installation, you get a blank page and then you can redo everything again, and this time try not to watch or look at the video and see if you can get it right. Thank you for watching. Bye.